Welcome all, my name is Elle from Yellow Yoga, and together with City Central and Ward Jonkman we offer you this video, this yoga flow in this beautiful space, the Aa Kerk church. And we hope this way you have the feeling that you also can be here a little in this space together practicing with us. And the theme of today is spinal flexibility. So we're going to do some twisting and we're going to do some stretching along the spine to get that suppleness back in our back. So there are some challenging poses in this class, so you can always skip on those if you just prefer a more relaxed class for your body today. And I would say bring a blanket, maybe bring blocks, or if you have alternatives such as a cushion or a water bottle where you can lean your hand on, or a big book, then choose those to bring to class. And then, just come sit, maybe with your legs crossed, maybe onto your lower legs, whatever you like, and then close your eyes. Take a couple of long breaths in and sigh them out through your mouth. Do this 2 more times. Deep breath in and release. And the last one. Letting go. And return to a gentle breath in and out through your nose. Noticing where you breathe towards to. It can be in your chest, towards your belly. And get more in touch with your body, with the sensations of your body. And then notice if you're leaning to one side, or if you have the tendency to lean more forward or back. Very mindfully bring your body back towards the middle. Your body weight is spread evenly onto both sitting bones. Your back is straight, and you tone your belly to support your back here. Your chest is open. Shoulders are gently onto your back. The chin is more towards your chest, so your crown is lifted up towards the sky. Feel that whenever you breathe in, this length becomes more and more. Your head is lifting more towards the sky, and your sitting bones are reaching down for the ground. Once you exhale, you feel that softness while you keep the length. And let your hands come together in front of your heart. If you like to practice this class with an intention, you can set one right now. It could be that you would like to be more in tune with what you're feeling in your body, or that you would like to flow more with the breath, or that you would like to be more loving to yourself during practice. take a deep breath in towards the base of your spine. Sighing it out through your mouth. And gently start to open your eyes, getting used to the light here. And from your seated position, find your way onto your back. Soles of the feet are into the ground here. First, place your hands onto your belly. When you breathe in, you feel that your lower back and belly are sinking into the mat here. When you breathe out, you soften. Inhale, tone your belly, send it towards the mat. Breathe out. And one more time, engage the muscles in your abdomen. And exhale. And keep that engagement in your abdomen going. And then lift both legs up towards the sky, pulling the toes towards you. So you can bend your knees here a little to soften the stretch. You can also massage the legs here to ease into this position. And bring your arms next to you. Maybe you'll hold your mat here for support, bending your knees, bringing your feet as high as your knees. Core is still at work, and then lower your right knee, the right foot towards the mat. Breathing in to lift your foot back. Breathing out to lower the left foot towards the mat. Inhale to lift back. Waking up the muscles in your core, getting in touch by them. And then finish your round, ending with both knees together on top of your hips. Glue your legs together, make them really strong. Your hands can still be holding the mat, or you can bring your arms out to the side if you have the space. So the strength of your core is still there, and then lower the legs towards the right side, but not onto the mat, onto the ground. And inhale, lift them back, lower towards the left side, and back to the middle. Keep your legs in the middle, and when you breathe out, lower them towards the left side slowly and onto the mat. You might turn your face towards the right side to deepen the twist here. You can bring your knees closer to your heart or further away to adjust the twist to your own body needs. Take a breath in to lift the legs back up. And let them fall towards the right side. Onto the ground, turning the face towards the left. Breathing in to return back to the middle. Placing the soles of the feet into the ground again. Placing them on hip distance. And you can almost touch your heels here with your fingertips. Again, you can hold your mat and strengthen all the muscles in your buttocks, breathing and lifting the hips off the mat. Chest moves towards your chin, chin moves away from your chest. Engaging all the muscles in your hips and your buttocks, pressing the feet into the mat to lift the hips. Last deep breath in here, and when you sigh out, your hips lower towards the ground. We're going to open the sides of our body, so we're bringing the feet into the left corner of the mat. And then inhale to raise the arms overhead and bring the arms also into the left corner of the mat. So you're in Bananasana, banana shape. The right side opens up here. Really breathe into the rib cage area. And to return back to the middle, arms move overhead. And when you're ready, walk your feet into the right corner. Breathing into lifting the arms overhead again, and then moving them also into the right corner. Releasing the tension and feeling your body with every breath out. Breathing in, returning to straight on the mat, and then bring both knees into your chest, hug your knees. You can rock from side to side here. Either go in your own way or rock back and forth till you move up to seated. And from here, come onto hands and knees. When you're here on hands and knees, you spread all of your fingers, your index fingers pointing straight forward, and you press the base of your index finger, your knuckle into the ground. And you look at your knees, they are right underneath your hips. And your toes are either tucked under, or if that's very comfortable for your knees, then you can also place your feet into the mat and lightly press them into it. We're going to warm our spine a little bit more up with some cat-cow movements. And therefore you inhale to lift your chest forward and up. And you take a breath out to round your back. Press your hands into the mat, the upper back moves away from the mat. Inhale, chest moves forward and up again. Breathing out, rounding. You can keep moving between these poses, or add any movement you like. Maybe bringing the shoulder closer towards the hip. Bending the elbows. Swinging the hips from side to side. Also soft in the neck here. Really tuning in with all the movement you can make with your own spine. Twisting, back bending, forward folding, opening the sides up. Then bring your right knee in the middle of the mat. Lift your left knee open to the side, as high as your hip, and then circle back and forth. Placing the left knee back into the mat. And moving over towards the other side, so the right knee moves as high as the hip, and you start to make circles with it. You open the hip. And then lower the right leg down as well. Then move your knees a little bit further away from you. Hands are still the same, so as wide as your shoulders, index fingers pressed into the mat, and you curl your toes under, and you lift your hips back and up, and you come into downward facing dog. Your back is long again, heart is open, hips are lifted. And we're going to warm our bodies a little bit more up with some vinyasa flows. Taking a breath in to go into high plank, so shoulders right above your wrist, heels are pressing away, core is supporting you here. Lower your knees down towards the ground, bring your shoulders a little bit over your wrist, and then bend your elbows to let your upper body hover above the ground. And lower yourself onto the mat, pointing your toes away. Squeezing your legs together and take a breath in to lift your chest. Breathing out, lowering your chest down, curling your toes back under, moving back to downward facing dog. Take a long breath in here, fully out. Another round following the pace of your own breath. Inhale into high plank. Lowering your knees down, shoulders over wrist, bending the elbows, hover onto the mat. Taking a breath in for cobra. Taking a breath out to return to downward facing dog. Long breath in, sigh it all out. What do you notice when you move through these poses? Another round, take a breath in to go to high plank. You might lower your knees down, bend your elbows, be strong here. Onto the mat, inhale for cobra or maybe up dog. Breathing out back to downward facing dog. Inhale to drop both knees onto the mat here. Place them back underneath your hips. And then lift your left leg as high as your hips, toes pointing down towards the ground. When you feel balanced, then also bring your right hand forward, Taking a breath in here and lengthen yourself. Breathe out, bend elbow and knee and let them come together underneath you. Inhale, lengthen yourself again. One more time, elbow and knee together. Breathe in, lengthen. Then lower your right hand back to the mat. And untuck your toes of the right. Bring your left hand onto your left hip. If you feel you're losing balance here, then turn your right lower leg a bit more to the side. Then it makes it more easy to put your left hip on top of your right, your left shoulder blade on top of the right. Maybe you have the space to lift the left arm up towards the sky. So your left leg stays active here. If you're seeking more challenge, then lower back towards the mat while you keep your left leg lifted. Planting your left hand into the mat, bringing your right hand onto your right hip. And you start to turn your right hip on top of the left. Gently turn back. And from here, make a big step with your left foot forward in between your hands. Planting your left foot. Maybe bringing your right knee a bit more back. If you look at your front knee, it's right above the ankle of the front foot. Inhale here to lift both arms up overhead. Reaching for the sky with the hands. Pressing the feet into the ground. Looking for the length in the spine. And bring your arms as high as your shoulders, straight forward. Send your hips a bit back, so your front leg can become straight here. You pull your toes up and towards you. And you might use your blocks here. It can be nice to have one block. And then inhale to lift the left arm up. Bring it over to the side. So you twist open to the left. And then lower your right hand either onto your block, water bottle, or onto the ground. Your left hip is reaching back, right hip moves a bit more forward. Another breath in here and then breathe out. Lower your left hand, bend your front knee. Both hands into the mat. Step your left foot back to hands and knees. Lightly shake it out a little. And then move to the other side. So straighten your right leg. Toes pointing down. Tone your belly. And stretch your left arm forward. Taking a long breath in here and then breathe out, bend elbow, bend knee. In and stretch out. around your back again. Stretch out again. This time place your left hand into the mat, keep your right leg lifted. Again, you can kick your left lower leg a bit to the side. Maybe first bring your right hand onto your right hip. Turn your right hip on top, as well as your shoulder blade. And you might reach for the sky. Mindfully turning back, feeling the movement in your shoulder, in your hip, keeping the right leg lifted, placing the left hand onto the left hip, breathing in to turn the left hip on top, left shoulder blade on top, and gently back. With the hands, the right foot steps from here in between the hands. Might slide the back knee a bit more back. When you look at your front knee, it is right above the ankle again. Taking another breath in and lift the arms over. Exhaling, shoulders fall gently onto your back. Long breath in to reach for the sky. Breathing out, arms as high as your shoulders. Straighten your front leg. And might turn the toes towards you. Might prevent your knee here, prevent from overstretching. Taking a breath in to lift the right arm up and bring it back, twisting over towards the right side. Inhale here, and again you can use your block or your water bottle, placing your hand onto that. Shoulder blades move on top of one another. Left hip is moving back. Breathe out, lower your right hand down, bend your front knee, and step your right foot back. Move to downward facing dog. From here, slowly step forward, coming into a forward fold. Feet can be as wide as your hips, knees can be bent, grabbing hold of the elbows. Really hang here. Become soft in your neck, in your face. Feel that this forward fold is giving you the space in your back, in your spine again. Taking a gentle breath in to lift your chest half up. Breathe out, forward fold. Breath in to go all the way up, arms move overhead. Hands come together, and breathing out, hands apart. Feeling how you place your feet into the ground here. And place them as wide as your hips. When your hands are still in front of your heart, you keep your hips pointing straight forward here, while you gently move your body to the sides. So it's not a movement coming from your knees like this, but it's just with the upper body. A long breath in to reach both arms up overhead. With your right hand, hold your left wrist. Take another breath in to really create that length. Tucking your lower ribs in here, breathing out, bending over towards the right side. Pressing both feet into the mat, raising the left side of your body up. Inhale to lift back, moving over to the other side, left hand hold right wrist, bending, opening the right side of your body. Breathe in, return. Exhale, hands in front of your heart and from the top of your mat. Take a big step back with your left foot. Turning the toes of your left foot to the side. And your front knee comes right above the ankle. When you look at your front heel, it's in one line with the arch of your back foot. Now bring your arms at shoulder height. Move your hips back here, but keep your front knee right above the ankle. And then bend your front arm, placing your lower arm onto your front knee. And move your left arm overhead. And your pinky is pointing down. Focusing on stacking the shoulder blades on top of one another. So not rounding here, but opening up. Creating that space in your chest. And if you like to deepen, you can lower your right hand onto the ground here, or maybe onto a block. Inhale here to raise back up, turning your back foot so your knee comes also forward. Hands in front of your heart, both hips are pointing forward. Long breath in to lengthen the back again. Left elbow goes towards the right knee. Twist. Really become aware of how you are in this twist, where there is space to breathe. Now look at your front foot. Inhale to raise your chest back up. And either in one step or a two, step to the front side of your mat. Closing your eyes. Becoming aware of your breath again. Feeling the pace, where it can move. Using it to lengthen. Sending your feet into the mat, head up towards the sky. Rooting your tailbone down. Let your chest lift. This time with your right foot, take a big step back, turning your right foot across the mat, creating that straight line between the feet again, letting the front knee come above the ankle. Arms move on shoulder height. Bending your front arm, placing it onto your front leg, shifting your hips a bit more back, and then circle your right arm forward. Pinky is pointing down, shoulder blades are on top of one another. It's hard work here in this pose. But if you like to deepen it, you can place your left hand onto the ground or onto a block. Breathe in to lift back up. Arms move all the way up overhead. Turn your back foot, hips come forward. Breathe out to lower the hands in front of the heart. Inhale here to straighten your back, breathing out right elbow towards left knee. Next breath in with both arms up overhead again. Breathing out, hands in front of your heart. And step forward. Closing the eyes. Feeling your body respond to this twist. Twist can be really recharging, energizing, but also very cleansing and calming. Slowly open your eyes again. We're going to practice Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. And it can be very nice to have a block or a water bottle for this, but you don't have to. First we're going to practice it on the right side. So you go stand into the middle of your mat and your block or water bottle moves more to the right side of your mat. Your hands rest onto this in a way that your shoulder and wrist are in one line. Your left hand comes onto your left hip here. And then take a breath in to lift your left leg as high as your hips. Point the toes down towards the ground. Engage your core a little. Make sure that the toes of the standing foot are still pointing straight forward. You can lightly bend your knee. It gives you more weight to support yourself straight up. When you feel balanced, start to turn your hips on top of one another. Left hip on top of the right, left shoulder blade on top of the right. And you might reach all the way up with your left hand. You can look down, challenge yourself even more by looking up. And slowly breathe, gently turn into a forward fold. Slowly, vertebra for vertebra, you come up, back to standing. Ready to practice it on the other side. So this time you stand on your left leg, you root it down your foot, and your block goes into the left side of the mat. Your right hand comes onto your right hip, and then you lift your right foot as high as your hips. Activate that leg, it gives you more stability in the pose, rooting the left foot down. Just stay here if you feel that this is challenging enough. Or if you like, you can start turning your hips on top of one another, as well as your shoulder blades, reaching the hand up towards the sky. Focus on what happens to your breath. Try to keep a fluid breath going. Gently turn back. Forward fold. Returning back to standing. Slowly moving up. And either practice this pose another time for both sides, or practice the twisted version. So grab your block and plant it a little bit in the middle of the mat. Balance onto your right foot and place your right hand onto your right hip. So your left foot comes as high as your hips again. And from your upper back you start to turn your shoulder blades on top of one another. Reaching the right hand up towards the sky, keeping the left leg lifted. And breathing out, turning back. Fully sighing everything out. Practicing the other side. So your block goes into the middle of the mat. You press your body weight onto your left foot and lift your right as high as your hips. Left hand is onto your left hip. Moving your left shoulder blade on top of the right. Movement coming from your upper back more than from your hips. Reaching up. And gently moving back. Forward fold. Feet can be as wide as your hips. And then from this forward fold, find your way to be seated onto the mat. Feet in front of you. They are as wide as your hips. And your hands are behind you with the fingers pointing to the side. So your feet are a bit further away from your body, that once you're lifting your hips, your knees and ankles can come in one line. So you strengthen the muscles in your buttocks, and then you breathe in to lift your buttocks, to open your heart up towards the sky. Squeezing your buttocks. Pressing the feet into the mat. Feeling it openness in your chest. Your neck can either look forward or you can look up, whatever feels right. Gently lowering the hips down. And Start to windshield wipe your legs and move them over from one side to another. This can also be very neutralizing for the spine. And very nice to move into twist in between the back bend and forward fold. From here we're going to move into a forward fold, so therefore you stretch both legs, pointing the toes up. If this is difficult for you or for your lower back, you can grab your blanket, sit a little higher, or if you don't have a blanket, maybe bend your knees. And then you take a breath in to lift the arms up to create a long back, and gently start to fold forward. Pulling the toes towards your body. Turning more inward. Last breath out here. And slowly come out of the pose and come lay down. Feet are resting into the mat. And place your right ankle on top of your left knee, flexing your right foot here. If you already notice a deep stretch here, just stay here or walk your left foot a bit further away to create a gentler stretch. Or if you would like for something deeper, then pull the left knee into your chest. Hold the back of your upper leg, or maybe your shin. Making sure that both knees are feeling completely comfortable here. Feel any discomfort in your knees, then come out of the pose. And release your left leg, place your left foot back into the mat. Turning over to the other side. So left ankle on top of the right knee. And again, either bring your knee into your chest, or you walk your foot further away. And release your right leg. Round yourself up by bringing both knees into your chest, hugging the knees. And then before going into Shavasana, first fully stretch the whole body. So arms overhead, toes pointing away from you. And then pull the toes towards you. Stretch everything out. And from here, come into Shavasana. You might grab a blanket. You might use a sweater or socks. And then you lay down on your back or any other position that is comfortable for your back. If you have sensitive lower back, it can also be nice to place the feet into the ground here. Otherwise, just straighten your legs, let your feet fall to the sides. Arms are alongside the body with the palms facing upward. Or you can let them rest onto your belly to connect more with your breath. Inviting more softness and calmness to your body here. Become aware of your breathing and how deep you're breathing. sinking fully into Shavasana and practice this breathing exercise called Dirga breathing exercise, pranayama. We use the 3 compartments of our body to breathe into, starting with our belly first, filling it up with air. And starting to breathe into our lower rib area. And lastly, into our chest. When we breathe out, we first empty the chest, then the lower rib area, and after that the belly. Taking another breath in again to fill up the belly, the lower rib area, and the chest. Soften and empty the chest, the lower ribs, the belly. And gently keep on going in your own pace. Then finish your round and return to your own pace of breathing. Feeling your body melt into your mat whenever you breathe out. Gently start to move your fingers and your toes again. Start to move your legs, your arms. Waking the body up by fully stretching out. Or hugging yourself by bringing your knees into your chest. Becoming small. From here, roll onto your right side. And press yourself back up to seated. Becoming aware of how your body is feeling right now. And how it is in your mind as well. Bring your hands in front of your heart, giving yourself a smile for practicing. Take a long breath in And breathe out through your mouth. Namaste. Thank you all for joining. I hope you feel fully charged, maybe a little cleansed even. It's nice to have some water after this class. And also want to thank City Central and Ward Jonkman for helping me out with this video. I hope to see you all soon again. Thank you. Bye.